Hey guys, back with another video. This one's going to be on your environment. I know this one's complicated and tough and can be the one thing that holds us back. And by environment, I mean who are you hanging out with? Who are you around? What's the consciousness level? What's the attitude? What's the desires and dreams? What are you talking about when you're around these people? What are you guys up to? What are you doing? Are you conforming like the 95% and just doing the bare minimum and not worrying about tomorrow, right? I mean, you have to ask the question. And I know it's not easy to change the environment, especially when it's your family or a loved one, right? This is where it gets very tricky. This is where time management really comes into play. This is why getting up an hour early or 2 hours early or staying up an hour late, whichever you prefer, is mandatory. Because you can remove yourself from that environment and work on yourself. Because you're probably the only one in your environment that is changing. And you're going to be made fun of, and you're going to be told this is woo-woo, and you're going to be, right? All these limited talking that's going to come your way. It's frustrating. It's hard. Especially when you start to understand the truth and start to believe in yourself and believe in these ideas and these concepts. And you know, and you can feel that this is the truth, that this is what people are doing. This is how people are changing their lives. And so you just have to you have to ask yourself the hard questions. Is this environment serving me? Are the people I'm hanging around with most of the time serving me? Are they helping me grow? Are we growing? Because you need to be made aware. If you're not growing, you're dying. You can look up scientific studies on this. It's a fact. If we're not striving and thriving, we're staying stagnant, we're slowly dying. And I know you probably won't believe that, but I promise you, look up some peer-reviewed scientific studies. And I've said it before, an orange tree never sits still. It looks like it's sitting still, but it is constantly striving and thriving to have the most oranges it can possibly have until its branches break off. Because the orange tree's whole goal is to produce more orange trees, which means an orange has to fall off of its branch and roll far enough out of the shade into the sun, break open, go into the earth, and have another tree. It is constantly trying to evolve and grow, reproduce continuously. It's its whole goal, right? Now, it's wonderful that oranges are amazing and full of vitamins, and we love to eat them, and they're good for us. That's another bonus. But the whole point is to reproduce, to make sure there is plenty. There is no lack in nature. The only lack I've been able to find is in our own minds. How did it get there? If the universe and nature don't have lack, and the only way that, not just me, but everyone I study has been able to find lack even exist, is through the human mind. Then how did it get there? Somebody had to plant it in you. And the person who planted it in you probably had it planted in them. And the person who had planted it in them probably had it planted in them, right? And this just goes back generations. There is no lack and limitation. There is enough fruit every day that falls in the Amazon rainforest that could feed everyone on the earth. There is no lack. This is a huge lie. There's no lack. There is enough animals and fruit and vegetables in the world. So much of it just rots. And the amazing thing that this is how I know there's a God, right? If you have too much rice and it starts to gonna turn rotten, you can make sake. If you have too many grapes and they're gonna go rotten, you can make wine. I can go on and on and on and on and on. If you have too many bananas and they're gonna go rotten, you can make banana bread. Nothing's lack. When you think something's useful and done, God set up another source for it to become a whole nother entity. Just stop and think about that, right? But that environment out there in nature doesn't have lack and limitation surrounding it. It doesn't have someone telling it, you can't do that, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you need to do this, you need to get a job, you need to, right? There's none of that out there. Everything is, there's only one vibration, right? From the seed, it is in that seed, the vibration, the only vibration that will make that tree or fruit or whatever it is grow to its fullest capacity. We're born with that same spark in us. but our environment takes that out of us, right? No one on planet Earth didn't learn how to walk unless there was a complication. And this is how powerful the program is. You learned how to walk by the time you were 2. You never had to learn how to rewalk again. That one program carries you all the way through life. I need you to understand that. You have to stop and think about that. Environment, it is extremely important. I'm not telling you don't hang out with your friends. I'm not telling you not to hang out with your family. Some of us were not born into very good environments. But if we will change, they will start to change. Or they're going to vibrate out of your life. Or you're going to have to remove yourself and not be around them as much and as long. Right? So really start thinking about this environment. I really need you to start understanding. Environment is huge. Scientifically proven. They take people to the hospital. They cure their cancer. What's the problem though? They go back to the same environment. What is that environment? What's toxic in that environment that is causing cancer, right? I just want you guys to start piecing this stuff together and thinking about this long and hard. Or you're in an abusive relationship. And for some reason, you've created it in your mind that, well, you must just not be good enough for this person, so that's why they treat you like crap. You break up and then you go back. And then you break up and then you go back. And then you break up and then you go back. Start paying attention. Start thinking. You are created in God's image. You are a creator. That is the truth. You don't need anyone once you understand this information, right? I want you to be full of love, and I want you to have someone that you can be in love with. But until you understand all of this stuff, some of you need to get out of the environment you're in, right? And I know that's hard. I get it. You have to have those hard talks, and you have to talk to yourself, and you have to make decisions, and they're not easy. Keep watching, keep smiling, keep liking, keep subscribing. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.